Hi, and welcome back to MyExcelOnline.com. Today we are going to show you how to use text columns to separate data into separate columns in Microsoft Excel. So by the end of this video, you should be able to take the value that I have here in column A and break it out into 3 different columns like I have here in B, C, and D. Also, we will have some additional training options for you at the end of this video, so stick around for that. So if I take my original data right here, I have the name of my product, then I have the stock, and then I have the price. And if I would like to break these out into 3 different columns, name, stock, and price, I can do that by first highlighting here and then going to data and going over here to this option in the data tools for text to columns. If you are liking this video, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel and hit the bell button to get notified when we release our weekly videos. So the first thing I'm going to be asked for is whether or not this is delimited or fixed width. So let me just explain what these things mean. Delimited means that there is a character somewhere in my data that is telling Excel when to separate the columns. So if I look closely, I can see that there's a space here and a space here. And there's consistently a space between product and stock and price. So I have that true for every one of my products. So delimited is what I want. And keep in mind that the space is how Excel is going to know which column to put my data into. Fixed width would mean that my first column has 5 characters, my second column has 3 characters, my third column always has 2 characters. So this is not a fixed width case. So then I'm going to hit next, and then I'm going to be asked, what is my delimiter? So it could be a tab, it could be a semicolon or a comma. It's often a comma, but in this case, I'm going to uncheck tab and check space. And when I do that, you can see that Excel is giving me a preview of what my columns are going to look like. And this is in fact what I do want my columns to look like. So then I'm going to click next. And if this is any kind of special data, I can indicate that there. I can highlight my different columns and I can say what kind of data type each one of my columns are. But I'm just going to keep the defaults for now. And because I would like to keep my original data just so you can see the outcome, instead of putting this in A1, I'm just going to change A to B1 so that it doesn't overwrite what I have in column A. But if you're fine with overwriting it, you can keep the A in there. And then I'm going to click Finish. And I can now see that the name of my product has been put in column B, the stock has been put in column C, and the price has been put in column D. And if I look back to my original value, I can see that this in fact has been separated out correctly. Now we go into this topic a little bit more out on our blog, and I'm going to include a link to that blog entry in the description below on YouTube if you would like to go there and learn more. If you have any questions or comments for us, please leave them below and we'll get back to you. Thanks for watching, and see you again next time. If you want to learn more about Microsoft Excel and Office, join our Academy online course and access more than 1,000 video training tutorials so that you can advance your level and get the promotions, pay raises, or new jobs. The link to join our Academy online course is in the description.
If you like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel. And if you're really serious about advancing your Microsoft Excel skills so you can stand out from the crowd and get the jobs, promotions and pay rises that you deserve, then click up here and join our Academy online course today.